good they are.
Yeah.
And they proved it again in this game where Sundowns on a regular day could have won it by 3-0. But because of the defensive quality, because of the quality of players that Pirates has, didn't even see the light of day.
Also, their goalkeeper, I think Uchaini most of the time he had to be to apply his reflexes there to stop the onslaught from Mamelodi Sundowns, and I think he's going to be pivotal in that game on Saturday. You are still watching the Diski Preview Show as we take a look at the big game that will be taking place at Atteridgeville, or in Atteridgeville, where Mamelodi Sundowns will be playing against Amapagania. I know the whole country will be watching that game there. The Amapagania, they will be holding their breath. Mamelodi Sundowns fans, they will be holding their breath. And more. It's going to be a roller coaster of emotions on Saturday.
Yes, Mr. E, it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, this is the big game that everybody was waiting for.
Yeah.
You could tell even from last weekend that this was the game that everyone wanted to watch.
Yeah.
If you do check the stats at the moment, or if you look at the calendar, the schedule, I should say.
Yeah.
The first Soweto derby is coming up in February of next year.
Yeah.
So, which means that for 2025, the last Soweto derby we had was in February and May.
Yeah.
So that's from a league perspective. So this is the first big fixture of the calendar. And right now you have two teams that went on and represented us well in Africa, reaching the semifinals, and then Mamelodi Sundowns obviously went to the finals. Yeah. They both lost out to Pyramids FC. Yeah. And the conversation here is gonna start by saying whoever wins this one sets the tone for the rest of the season. Yeah. Whether it's gonna be an Orlando Pirates who then show that beyond Jose Ribeiro there's a future. Yeah. Or Mamelodi Sundowns that can prove that without Ribeiro there's a future.
Yeah.
So
but there are rumors that Ribeiro might be coming back because I understand the deal fell apart.
Yeah, 100%, Mr. E. I mean, if you think about it, he came from Europe and he came to play here. Yeah. And then he went to the FIFA Club World Cup. He scored the goal of the tournament. Yeah. Obviously, there was going to be attention. Obviously, there was going to be speculation. Yeah. The club didn't want to put him on the pitch and end up having to then explain, guys, he's leaving, and he's part of the plans. Yeah. So it's very important to do what they've done and say, you know what, let's not include him in our plans until we know what's happening with his future. Yeah. So now that we're at where we are, the Sundowns that we've seen without Ribeiro, is there a future without him? Yeah.
The last time the two teams met in the first leg, the match ended 1-1. Advantage Mamelodi Sundowns because they've got an away goal.
100% advantage Mamelodi Sundowns. I like how you put it, Mr. E. But the reality is that game could have gone any direction. Yeah. The reality was the chances that were being created were quality chances, but those were two quality teams. Yeah. And we got to see South Africa's finest in terms of what we should expect for the rest of the season. But also for Pirates to come back from two straight losses, come into this game, challenge Sundowns. It speaks volumes.
Yeah, I was thinking about that before we went. Before we went on the show, that this gentleman here, by the name Mr. Moore, he rightfully said it last week in our in our show that Orlando Pirates was keeping some of the best players for the big match.
Yes,
that's how they lost the two games.
Yes,
and when they went head to head with Mamelodi Sundowns, there was a draw. Yeah, although it was a scary one,
100%,
because they left it late in the game.
Yeah, Mr. E, I mean, the names that were being asked about, I mean, a lot of the Pirates fans were sitting on forums asking, where are our players? Where is this? Who's there? Where's there? Yeah. You look at the core of the team. China was there. Yeah. Hotto was there in the defense. I'm just going to name players that I like. Don't say, no, Mo, that's not our spine.
A policy you do like?
Yeah, no, hold on. So, Bata was there, Nduli was there, Maswangai was there, Mfukeng was there. So, Mahopa was there. I mean, the lineup that we saw in this game was not the lineup we saw for the past two games. Which was the first thing I said would change coming into this match. That those players would then, if anyone watches football, I would say, he would have taken a bigger risk by going for a riskier lineup. To say, let me try the Apollos to start the game. Let me try you understand? He went back, I mean, the Mbules to start the game. He went back and said, you know what, let me take Riviero's template. Let me tweak it here and there. Let me use it and see what happens. And look at the result that came out of it.
If I remember correctly, Mbule came, I think he came in later on in the game. And,
62nd minute.
62nd minute. And then I think that's when we started seeing Orlando Pirates stabilizing in the middle of the park there. Because I think Nduli was struggling with the likes of Allende in that middle of the pack.
I mean, you are always going to expect them to struggle, Mr. E. I mean, when you look at the midfield two, there's no better midfield two in terms of a combo in South Africa than Allende and Mokoena. And every time a team goes up against Mamelodi Sundowns, I always say your priority as a coach is try to figure out how you're going to break that partnership up. The core of Mamelodi Sundowns is where the power comes from. Without a Mokoena, without an Allende, we've seen them struggle. If the one is not there, someone else can come in. But if they both gone, then the team loses those two pillars of strength. I mean, if you look at the ratings for these, just to give you an idea, the ratings of the midfield pivot, the two of Mokoena and Allende, you're looking at about 7.7, 7.2. You're looking at Orlando Pirates, ratings are sitting at 6.6 and 6.4 for Nduli. So
they were dominating them.
So they were dominating them. Even Patrick Maswangwai was nowhere to be found with that midfield two that Mamelodi Sundowns has. So the reality is, how do you mitigate against that? That's the question that Orlando Pirates coach has to ask himself this weekend.
Talking about Teboho Mokoena, I think he scored the only goal for Mamelodi Sundowns. I think he had a fantastic goal game because he looked more threatening. It looked more like a second goal would definitely come from him throughout the game.
I mean, Mr. E, like I said, the team is built around that man. I think a lot of people who watch football and have watched it for a very long time and appreciate the art of midfield play, they will see that this man is a gem. Very pivotal for Bafana, very pivotal for Sundowns.
For the club as well.
And I mean, Allende, I love Allende's work rate, but the way Mokoena can just dictate the pace of a game is unparalleled.
And shoot from range.
Shoot from range. I think that's one thing he has in his locker that a lot of people want to talk about. But the way he transitions the play forward for Sundowns, I've seen Mokoena slow down a game by playing, a 1-2 with Allende, buying time. I've seen him turn and progress a game straight into the strikers. I've seen him be able to decide that in fact, be intelligent enough to decide that, guys, our point of interest should be on the right, and then they play through him. So if you have an intelligent player who has technique and skill, like Mokoena does, and you have a player like Allende who has the gearbox to be able to run from box to box, the two of them together give you an unparalleled balance in midfield. Because if you look at where we are, we started off with a midfield three with Sundowns not so long ago. Now they've gone into a 4-2-4 formation or 4-2-2-2 formation where they can trust those two in the midfield to boss that midfield.
Boss the midfield.
Pirates came with three midfielders. Sundowns came with two. And at the end of the day, who are we talking about? We're talking about Sundowns' midfield.
Most certainly. The other notable player to talk about is Usilive. I think is the one who saved that gentleman's job there because Orlando Pirates lost that game. I think it wasn't going to look nice on that pitch. I
think Orlando Pirates' defense has to be given credit. I think one thing that a lot of people forget to mention about Orlando Pirates, we love the stars of Orlando Pirates. We always talk about them for Kings. We always talk about the Masangwais, the Mahopas, the also Apollos who will come in, well. The Mbules who are going to make a difference going forward. But the defensive rigidity from Pirates. I mean, think about from Sangweni all the way down to today. You think about Pirates.
And now you have OTLB, the captain, at only 19.
I mean, look at he has the best rating on the pitch for a reason. He was rated at 7.7, and I think he got the man of the match. He's one of the pillars of strength for Orlando Pirates. I think one thing that Orlando Pirates always gets right is goalkeeper and
the defense line
and the defensive captain. You know that. I mean, look. Captain fantastic, like in the what? You understand? Monip Joseph was behind him at some point. You have it's Sangweni behind it. You understand? Like the legacy of Orlando Pirates with Roy Mahamud. If you look at the legacy of Orlando Pirates as centre backs and goalkeeper combinations, it's been, I think in South African football it cannot be matched. If we're being honest. So I think at this point that's one thing we've overlooked. I think as analysts, as pundits, we've always spoken about those key players up front. We've never actually given a chance to these players and talked about how good they are. And they proved it again in this game where Sundowns on a regular day could have won it by 3-0. But because of the defensive quality, because of the quality of players that Pirates has, they didn't even see the light of day.
Also, their goalkeeper, I think Uchaini most of the time he had to be to apply his reflexes there to stop the onslaught from Mamelodi Sundowns, and I think he's going to be pivotal in that game on Saturday when they play in Atteridgeville. I
mean, Mr. E, to stop a team who have a goal expected of 1.72, that's almost 2 goals expected from Sundowns. For Orlando Pirates to keep that team quiet.
Yeah.
It just it shows the quality that Orlando Pirates has at the back. Ball possession obviously was always going to go to Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah.
Total shots, I mean, we were talking about just in the other video, we were talking about Stellenbosch's Kukune. And we were talking about total shots of 12 total shots.
Yeah.
But here we're talking about 9 and 14 for Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
So chances were being created, but the goalkeepers were doing their jobs, and that's why you look at a result where it ended with a 1-1.
Yeah, and the other player to take a look at is Reyners. He's going to be there to pounce and sniff at anything in that 18 area there to try and get a goal for Mamelodi Sundowns.
I mean, Mr. E, the combination of Sales and Reyners.
Yeah.
I still feel like it hasn't been tried and tested to an extent. I mean, we saw Reyners at the World Cup doing amazing things, but all of a sudden, without Ribeiro behind him, we're not seeing the same finishing ability. We're not seeing the same bite. And I think that's the thing. Like a player like Reyners does need someone behind him pulling the strings to be able to create chances and movement for him to score the goals. So with Sales, you have two of the same thing. You have Reyners who's going to poach. You have Sales who's going to stay as a point man. And between the two of them, they're not doing one or the other. One of them is not dropping to go get the ball. Even if they are, it's not their expertise, it's not their forte. So if I was currently in charge of Mamelodi Sundowns, I'd be in the market for a number 10. I'll be looking at maybe a Patrick Maswangai to say, listen, I need someone who's going to come sit in this hole and feed my strikers. Because at this moment in time, they have the perfect midfield pivot, but they have that missing vacancy here. And Temba's one is going to want to play from the wide angle. So he's not going to be able to come into the pocket. He can. He has the ability. But I think Sundowns at this moment need to give a number 10 again. Either if Ribeiro's gone, they have to go into the market and find someone, or they have to rethink how they're going to play their football. Maybe convert Tembazwane. I mean, the years have gone by. He is skillful. He is intelligent. Drop him into the number 10 position, and let's see what happens. I'm telling you, magic.
Last time, the visit by Orlando Pirates to Pretoria ended in a 4-1 defeat. Do you think this might happen again over this weekend?
I don't think it'll be that high scoring, Mr. E. I think both teams are coming in with a lot of pressure on them. Both of them didn't start the season how they wanted to start the season, especially from an Orlando Pirates perspective. Not everyone feels
still to win a match.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, they're going to be playing this week on Wednesday.
Yes,
so they've got an opportunity to correct that.
They still have an opportunity to correct that. But the most important thing is a lot of it is down to the fact that people still have Ribeiro in mind. The fans still have Ribeiro in mind. Now, as a new coach, you have a lot of narrative saying that you can't just come in and break our thing and try to make yours. That's what the fans are saying. So at this moment in time, there's a lot of pressure from that perspective. I see the results, Mr. E. I mean, they have not lost a trophy. They've just lost 2 games at the start of the season. And yes, it's an uncomfortable reality because across the street, Kaizer Chiefs has won their games.
3 games in total.
You understand? Which means that they're sitting in the top something, but we won't talk about that.
The party goes on for Kaizer Chiefs.
So the pressure is going to come from the media. The pressure is going to come from social media. The pressure is going to come from the fans. So at this moment in time, Orlando Pirates' head coach needs to come out with an iron and iron out his business and get it right.
So on Saturday, where do you think the game is going to be won or lost between the two teams?
The two teams, Mr. E, I think these are 2 big names. And I think the game will be lost in one. I'm going to give you 2 scenarios. If the Pirates coach doesn't take advantage of element of surprise. If he doesn't take the fact that, look, it's a new team. I've experimented with these players. I can throw in something that they've never seen before. And I could rock it and win it. Or alternatively, you can go in and say the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns needs to use the experience he has over the Pirates coach with the players he has. And say, listen, these are my players. I've had them for a while. I can drill into them exactly how we must play. And challenge Pirates to match us or beat us. And then they could win the game. These 2 scenarios hang on the 2 coaches. And the 2 coaches, for one, Sundowns' coach has not won this trophy. Pirates' coach has not won this trophy, but Pirates have won it 3 times in a row. How will Pirates fans take to losing this trophy? So now the reality is that both of them are under a lot of pressure. And it shows in the first leg because you played your best sides. You put your best foot forward. It ended as 1-1. Now the question is, can Pirates produce a surprise element? Or 2, can Mamelodi Sundowns play their best football and Orlando Pirates will fall short.
Okay. Mamelodi Sundowns will be playing against Kaizer Chiefs a few days after that match. What do you think is going to be the result there? Because I think Kaizer Chiefs is going to be resting over the weekend. So they will get to meet Mamelodi Sundowns that would have come from playing against Orlando Pirates in a very competitive game.
I think, Mr. E, for Mamelodi Sundowns, it's a baptism of fire. They need it. They need to get these big games under their belt because not so long from now we'll be talking CAF Champions League.
Yeah.
So for them, they probably relishing the opportunity.
Yeah.
But like I said, the bigger thing would be maybe the conversation around Ribeiro.
Yeah.
Is he leaving? Is he staying? If he's staying, is it a matter of is he leaving in January or is he leaving in June next year? So then don't forget the World Cup is coming.
Yeah.
And players' priorities tend to change in a World Cup year.
Yeah.
So players will prioritize playing for their national team so that they can qualify for the World Cup and go play in America. So Ribeiro has had the taste of the big stages. And maybe he thinks that where he is right now won't give him an opportunity to be able to at least put his name in the hat.
Okay, most certainly. All roads will lead to Atteridgeville over the weekend, and 90 minutes separate the two teams. Who do you think is going to go through and play the winner between Stellenbosch and Sekhukhune over the weekend? Let us know in the comment section as we get into the prediction side of things here with Mr. Mo. After all has been said and done, who do you think is going to progress to the finals of the MTN 8 year 2025?
Mr. E, I'll still stay with my prediction from last week and say it's Sekhukhune United and Orlando Pirates. Yeah, no. Underdogs. They have the underdog, Mr. E.
Okay, so between the two teams, Sekhukhune and Orlando Pirates, who's the underdog? Or both of them are underdogs in their respective matches?
In their current situation, they are the underdogs in their current situation.
Yeah.
But I think Orlando Pirates always have an element over Sundowns when it comes to cup matches.
Yeah. Okay, so you are saying Orlando Pirates is going to win this one. Any goals? Scorers? Sebelebili is going to be there?
Goal scorers, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
I think Police could be a surprise to Sundowns.
Yeah.
If he's given the opportunity over Makgopa. I mean, Makgopa, you know what to expect from him.
Yeah.
But if the Mbule and also the Police combo clicks on Saturday, Mr. E, we could see a 2-0 here.
For Orlando Pirates.
For Orlando Pirates.
Oh, there you have it, folks. We're expecting fireworks over the weekend when Orlando Pirates go head-to-head with Mamelodi Sundowns. And most prediction. Can you repeat it?
I thought you were going to say it's dodgy. All right, no, my prediction.
I almost say that. What's your prediction? Can you repeat that prediction?
My prediction is
Let's
Orlando
hear it
Pirates,
from the horse's mouth.
My prediction is Orlando Pirates to go through and win this game by 2-0.
Okay.
Key players being Mbule and Oswina Police.
Okay, there you are. Hey.
What about Sekhukhune, Mr. E? What is your prediction for Sekhukhune?
I don't see Sekhukhune progressing to the finals. I think it's going to be difficult for them to overturn that 2-0 deficit when they go head-to-head with Stellenbosch. So for me, in that game, Stellenbosch will progress to the finals. And the game between Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, Amasanda 1, Gabriel, will progress to the finals.
Okay.
Will beat Orlando Pirates.
Okay.
I almost said by 4-1. But I think they've improved. Let's make it 3-1. 3, Mamelodi Sundowns. 1, Orlando Pirates.
Mr. E likes the big odds, eh? You like the long odds.
That's how I think the game is going to end. Let us know what you think about the games that are going to take place over the weekend, and you can join this conversation in our comment section. I would like to thank you very much for tuning into this episode of the Diski Preview Show. My name is yours truly, Mr. E, and this is Mr. Mo.